What's going on, Jerome? So, of course, the topic du jour is what the hell's going to happen at quarterback with Slinging Sammy Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback, as well as JJ McCarthy, the future, a.k.a. more fatties along the offensive line. But just build an FU offensive line, just go from there. Now, personally, I still think it's like 95% JJ McCarthy's show going forward. And even if the Vikings do bring back a guy like Daniel Jones, clearly going to be the backup. But Darnold, I don't know. Like, if they find a way to bring back Darnold, it'd be a weird spot. Because if you bring back Darnold at a significant price, is it an open competition? Is Darnold just handed the job? What kind of message is that to the locker room? Don't know. Now, obviously, there's a lot of conversations. Like, would you bring Darnold back at $10 million per year? I mean, yeah, you certainly would. But would you bring him back at 55? No. So there's always levels to things, and the market is going to be the market, and Darnold is going to be highly in demand in free agency, so it's going to be a moot point for the Vikings. But, of course, things are still up in the air, and I don't know. Like, there's always surprises in free agency this time of year. Long story longer, Jeremy Fowler, ESPN, was on talking about what's going to go on with Sam Darnold and JJ McCarthy in the future. A couple interesting things here from Fowler, who's as plugged in as anyone. Quote, I'm told the Minnesota Vikings are open to doing a deal with Sam Darnold. People around the league believe the franchise tag is not the likeliest path Minnesota would take. That's a high number, around $40 million. 41.3, excuse me. Minnesota's stance seems to be that they're not going to mortgage the future for Sam Darnold if he's getting a major bank with a team somewhere else. They probably won't mortgage their future in that regard. And that's exactly correct. Where Kwesi rode out a lot of the bad Spielman contract. Well, not bad at the time, but veteran players, contracts, big cap numbers, etc. And Kirk Cousins gave them the best chance to win over a couple of seasons, and then they moved on. And they took the medicine last year, $62 million debt in cap, and now they have a ton of cap space. And also, moving forward, like, they are bereft of some of those Spielman contracts, so they're able to write their own ticket. They're able to keep their cap costs low and give themselves flexibility on the roster. That's exactly what Kwesi has been doing. And like we said, would they take Darnold back if he randomly would play for the same $10 million as he did last year? Yeah. Certainly. And I think that's exactly what Kwesi is doing, just like they did with Kirk Cousins last offseason. Hey, here is the contract we can offer you. If you can get better in free agency, deuces. And that's exactly what's going to happen to Darnold. Like, hey, Sam, we'll bring you back on a 1-year, $25 million deal. If you can get more than that in free agency, hats off to you. And he certainly will get more than that in free agency. But they're certainly open to having him back. They love having him. And I think that's the whole thing. It's like when Rick from Pawn Stars has that Patriots Super Bowl ring on sale for $100K. Like, no one's going to buy it, but it's on sale. What was made clear to me, though, is JJ McCarthy is the franchise quarterback at some point. Whether that's 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 18 months from now, they have not made that determination yet. He will be the guy. So whoever steps in this year is essentially a bridge quarterback. Daniel Jones could make some sense. I'm told that he is still on the table as an option. He would be a cheaper alternative to Sam Darnold, since Daniel Jones was in the building last year, already chose the Vikings once, and will give the Vikings a veteran presence to back up JJ McCarthy. And you do wonder, like, how much of this is, so like I said, Fowler's plugged in, except the Vikings aren't going to sing like a canary and just like tell Jeremy Fowler their entire plans. Now, Fowler is likely piecing this together from other GMs, agents, etc. But part of me thinks just like, how much could Kwesi be playing 5D underwater chess and just be like, let us just leak out a little bit, just a little bit, that we could keep him and try and gin up a tag and trade situation. Now, with Kevin O'Connell, I don't think that there's any I don't think that there's any scheming behind his comments. I genuinely think that he loves and adores everyone that he works with. Like, he wanted to keep Kirk Cousins last year. He wanted to keep Sam Darnold. I think that he's open to everything because Kevin O'Connell is just a nice guy, right? Because I do think that there would be a little bit of gamesmanship, and Kwesi just like, hey, yeah, we can keep him. So you better up your bids in some tag and trades. We need at least a third and some change, ideally a second, all that stuff. But Darnold, he's going to get paid somewhere, and there's not going to be a shortage of suitors out there because this is not a great quarterback draft class, and also there isn't really any other free agent quarterbacks that you can really hang your hat on. Like, yeah, Justin Fields, yeah, Daniel Jones, yeah, Russell Wilson, but Aaron Rodgers, if and when the Falcons cut Kirk Cousins, sure. But yeah, I think that teams will be in after Sam Darnold, but it's interesting because the door hasn't been completely slammed. Because maybe the Vikings want that, is that they can maintain just a little bit of leverage in case there's a tag and trade. But I don't know, like maybe it's legit. Like maybe the Vikings would be open to having Darnold back, but maybe that number is like 25. Maybe that number is 28. And Darnold obviously is going to get more than that for agency, so it's a choice. Right, and I do think that Darnold will take the money. It's not even like Daniel Jones' situation where Daniel Jones already got paid by the Giants at $160 million deal. Like Darnold has not gotten the big payday yet, so I have no qualms with him chasing the money, taking care of himself and his family, and getting generational changing wealth. But it is definitely JJ McCarthy show. No matter who they bring in, I still think that dollars for donuts, JJ McCarthy will be your starter week 1. But your thoughts are thoughts. ESPN, Jeremy Fowler, kind of interesting tidbits. Darnold could be back, right price, but JJ McCarthy is the future no matter what. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys know what to do. Skull production value.